Hi everyone, welcome to Luis Cisneros YouTube channel, and today's polymer clay tutorial is how to make a monster phone holder, part 4. So today is really exciting because we're gonna finish the entire inside of the mouth, the teeth, and we're gonna put like the tongue, the uvula, and also the lips. So let's start. To create the color for the teeth, I use a lot of white, a little bit of black, and a little bit of yellow. So try to use almost nothing of black and almost nothing of yellow to create the teeth. To create even a scarier effect, I create fangs. So that way it looks more dramatic. And the way that I create it is I start with like a cone, shape of a cone with a little bit of base, a thinner base. And then with the needle tool, I texturize with some lines. Then also I give it a certain curve, so it is not like as straight as a cone. So I give it a little bit of curve. So they are different sizes. So in total, in each part, there are 4 parts. So in each one has like 3 fangs in total. So each set has different sizes, especially the ones at the back, they're smaller, and the ones at the front, they're bigger. In total, there are going to be 4 sets, and they're going to be in total like 12 fangs. When you finish them, you can bake them. So we're going to start inserting our fangs, and if the holes are too small, you can use your stencil just to make the hole bigger. And if the hole is bigger, when you insert the teeth, then use your brush to tighten it up. The other thing that I recommend is you can use translucid and liquid Sculpey just to create the bond that's stronger between the baked clay and the baked clay. Then, using the same color of the gums, we're gonna use a piece of clay in the shape of a tear to create the uvula. So we're gonna attach it right in the middle between the 2 gums, right with the donut we created, and then we're gonna attach it and blend it with the stencils. Try to clean it up. We're gonna use the brush, so that way we don't leave the marks that are the stencils left. Then we continue to inserting all the rest of the teeth. I started again with the small ones at the back, so I put 4 of the same size but a little bit different shape at the back, and then a little bit bigger ones in the second line, and the third line that is going to be all the way in the front, they're going to be a little bit bigger. Then with the brush, I try to clean the gums out of the marks that the stencil is leaving, and also to help me tighten it up if it gets too loose, the teeth. So now we're gonna create the tongue. So I created the color with a little bit of white and the same clay that we use for the uvula and the rest of the mouth. So I created the shape of the tongue, and as you can see, I give it a little bit of movement. Just make sure that you try it first, so if it matches and it really fits inside of the mouth between the teeth. Then I create a base, so that way the tongue can have a little bit of height and even more movement. So this base helps me to attach the tongue better to actually the mouth. After I create the base of the tongue, I attach it to the tongue, and then I start creating the middle line that the tongue has. And I give it a movement also to the sides. More volume. Then with a little help of the small ball stencil, I start creating the texture under the tongue. I measure against the mouth, and I texturize also the top, the sides, everywhere. Then I put it in place. I press down a little bit, and with the small stencil I start securing it. Just make sure to fit your case of the phone, just to make sure that it looks and fits properly. Then I add a little bit of the uvula pink, and I start blending with the tongues, and that way it creates more depth and it looks better. Also, to create more texture on the top of the tongue, you can put different colors of pink and blend it with the texture. I add the paste, and then I add the inside of the lips. So I'm using the same clay that I use for inside the mouth, so it's the same color, and I use the case too, so it helps me to know how much clay I need and where I need it. Then I start blending it in with the small stencil. I do the same in the second piece. I start blending it in, so that way it's secure. And then I'm gonna start flattening it in, so that way I can put the lips. So just make sure that you flatten, so that way I can put on the top the lips. Now we're gonna create the external lips, and I use purple for this specific piece, since it matches perfect with the blue. So to create the lips, I start with a cylinder, and then I start making it thicker in the middle and thinner on the sides, and I measure against the piece to know how big I need it to be. Then when I know I have the perfect size, I just incorporate it to the piece. Then I start blending it in. And we do the same with the upper lip. What we're gonna do also is fill up the gaps that we have between the purple lip and the blue skin that we sew. I use small pieces of the pink clay and try to be thin and precise. Then we start using our stylus just to blend in. Then I use the middle ball stylus and I start to texturize. We do exactly the same on the other side. And to texturize the lips, I use the needle tool and I just create lines going from the down all the way around to the upper side. Do the same all the way around and also the upper lip. Be really careful when you go close to the blue, so you don't want to mix or start blending or contaminating colors. I always go from the inside to the outside. Finally, we can bake the entire piece. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you would like to support this channel, and to comment or like. And see you next Monday with the last part of this series, how to make monster phone holder.